Good evening, friends. Welcome back to the channel. As always, it's Michael here with Fortune Motorsports. We got some big silly season shakeups to talk about today. But first, I just want to send a shout out to a couple of you who reached out to me throughout the past week. Unfortunately, I have not been able to upload content here on the channel, which has been disappointing. But I have still been following along with the sport and everything. Some of you reached out. You know who you are, and I want to say thank you. Everything is fine. Just had a family situation. Luckily, crisis averted, and everything is okay. So just very thankful about that, and just wanted to address why there was no content uploaded last week here on the channel. But back talking about it today. Again, as I said, silly season shakeup. Say that 3 times real fast. I'm not going to, because I'm not going to look like a fool on camera. Let's talk about it, though. Josh Berry is announced to pilot the number 21 car for the legendary Wood Brothers racing team, the oldest active Cup Series team still in the sport. For those of you that didn't know, now you know. Just a little fun fact. I think Barry's going to do fine at Wood Brothers. Essentially, everybody knows, everybody says it. It's basically the 4th Penske car. All right, they work out the same shop, I believe. They work with the same people. So Barry would essentially be in the 4th, probably not the most high profile, of course, but the 4th Penske car. And being able to work with Logano and Blaney, and even maybe to a lesser extent Cindric, I think that's going to be very helpful. Again, he's still getting acclimated to the Cup Series. He is a rookie this year. Full-time Cup Series competition is Josh Berry. And I think he's had some solid moments behind the wheel of the 4 car. I thought he was a fine choice to take over that ride from Kevin Harvick. And I'm not saying all these glowing things about Josh Berry just because we're both from the state of Tennessee, but I think Josh Berry is a solid driver. I think he has earned the right for a Cup Series ride. It is disappointing that his first year with Stewart-Haas Racing, SHR is going under, or at least they're going away in their modern incarnation. Again, we know the Haas factory teams. Gene Haas has retained 1 Cup charter, which I think Cole Custer is going to be the Cup Series driver for the Haas factory team next season. I've said that here on the channel plenty of times. I know many of you agree with me. With that, that leaves 2 Xfinity rides. And with the news of Josh Berry today being pegged to drive the 21 for Wood Brothers, that leaves Harrison Burton out of a ride, which I'm not surprised about. I mean, even a month or 2 ago, Chase Briscoe was linked to the Wood Brothers. They were the first people to really go after him for JGR. As we know, announced by Christopher Bell, of course. Chase Briscoe is going to pilot the 19 next year, since Martin Truex Jr., sadly for me as a Truex fan, has announced his retirement, full-time competition at least. So we'll see where that goes. But for Harrison Burton, though, I'm not surprised about this. I'm sorry. I'm not to hate on the guy, but his results haven't been there. He was starting to show progress in the Xfinity Series. I think there was a season where he had like 3 or 4 wins and looked like he could have been a championship contender. Didn't win a championship in Xfinity Series. And then he got called up, I believe, 2 years ago to the Cup Series. And, yeah, I don't think it was the time. Maybe a year or 2 more of seasoning in the Xfinity Series would have done him wonders. And that's honestly where I see Harrison Burton landing next year. Unless he sticks with Ford and, maybe heads over to Rick Ware Racing or lands one of the front row cars. Maybe he, sticks with Ford and drops back down to Xfinity, gets another year or 2, does like what Cole Custer has done. Go back to the Xfinity Series. I'm not going to say he's going to win a championship, but it could happen. So, again, big, silly season shakeup today, friends. And I want to know, what do you guys think? Who do you think is going to land where? We still have a long time to go until the beginning of next season, especially the end of this year as well. So we'll have to remain patient and see what happens next. But with that being said, though, I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you for the support on the channel. Have a great one, guys, and I'll see you next time.